Welcome to Silverstone. This ground here is rich with history, a former airfield that served in the Second World War and now hosts one of the oldest and most iconic races in motorsport. It's the Formula One British Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Gasly, Russell, Sainz, Doohan and Lance Stroll, Lawson, Ocon, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Hadjar, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Gabriel Bortoleto and Ollie Behrman, Hülkenberg and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Sir Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari, Silverstone, 110 AI and their default setup. That is the occasion today for this special video, which I can't wait for, guys. I've been waiting to get my hands on a reverse track. I've basically reserved myself the temptation of driving, testing or racing one of these tracks. I haven't done any of them, and this is the moment. I haven't done a single lap of practice or qualifying. We're jumping straight in the race, in the deep end, and we're going to learn on the fly in the hardest settings. Now, for this one, we have a few variables. We have some rain forecast at the end. We've got a potential 1-2 stop race as well from the AI, and fuel-wise, we're going to run 3 laps extra. By default, we actually had 59 laps. I've dropped it to 55 because that seemed excessive. And in terms of the default setup, I have made a couple of tweaks within, what's allowed. So I've changed my tire pressures. I've also changed my brake bias. I've also changed my diff. And I've put my front wing up a little bit by 1. So those are things that you can change by regulations. But essentially, our suspension geometry and suspension are locked in. So yeah, we're going to figure out how this works, literally on the job, on the fly, and hopefully in real time, we'll hopefully get a decent result. So let's get into it and let's see how we get on. Now, the only lap we're going to get is the formation lap to try and understand how this is going to work in reverse. I believe we have extra or different DRS zones based off the footage that I've seen, and also, of course, we've got the brake marker balls in reverse. A lot to take in, so I'm really looking forward to this. But this is going to be a first few laps where we're going to take it quite easy. Based off my team, it does seem like the pace in this game and the lap times are slower, and the cars do generally feel slower with a heavier fuel tank, and that's the 50%. This is 100, so I'm expecting quite a slow opening pace. We're not going to take any risk in the opening lap or two. I just want to try and figure it out and also learn how the AI race, and then hopefully from lap 3, 4, 5, give or take, we can start to hopefully sink our teeth in and have some fun. But for now, just trying to get acclimatized to the surroundings, and I can't lie, this just feels very strange to me doing this in the wrong direction. But yeah, right now I'm going to just get some tire temp up in the second half of this formation lap. So, lining up on the grid, this is it. I've managed to get a little bit of temperature, not a lot, but enough. To be fair, a soft tire won't take long to really warm up, so it's not a massive concern. But anyway, lining up on the grid. This is insane. Let's get to it and let's have some fun, shall we? Leave a like, subscribe, and let's get to work. Lights on here at Silverstone. Revs. And we're underway. Good start. Oh, we're going to get blocked off there by Alonso. as we head towards turn 1. Oh my god, that was already much heavier braking than I expected. Okay, let's just try and squeeze through. Nice, P17 already, come on. Might just put the bias up to 55 for now on the heavier fuel tank, and then we'll work our way down. Right then, onto the hangar straight. This straight feels way shorter because you don't have any momentum off of Stowe compared to the S's to really make something happen. At the minute, that EI is going to be our friend. We need to use them as a visual aid and a guide on how to drive around this track. Into Cops. A little bit wide down to the grass, and that's going to allow Albon to have a look here. We're going to give him the pinch into Woodcote, and now into Luffield. Around the outside. Hello. On Behrman. That's going to give us the inside into Brooklands. This is so weird. Behrman holds on, but we've got a run, so we might be able to challenge. No, not quite. I didn't know where to brake there or stop the car. I believe that corner has no name, but this is Abbey. I think that might be Aintree or something. I'm not 100% certain. You might have to correct me in the comments. Anyway, lap 1 over. This should be flat. Just about.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Oh no, I'm wide. Albon goes through. Or does he? Or does he? No, he doesn't. We hold on for now, but you can see the gap already starting to grow for the cars ahead. I'm going to need a few laps to figure out my rhythm, my braking points, the best lines to take for certain corners, because some of these corners now really have changed. Albon having a look here into Chapel. We're going to hold on to it though, through Beckett. And I think we've got another DRS zone here out of Cops, so it's going to be hard to shake the AI off. That should be flat later on, I think, once we burn some fuel off. Albon having a look again here. We're going to defend the inside. No idea where to brake for Luffield, but that was just about okay. I'm going to open up Brooklands. Now, this is what I mean about this track and reverse tracks in general. The configuration's interesting. Like this section here, it's a brake zone, which is also a corner. It's a curve, so you're braking and turning at the same time, which makes it very difficult to figure out the line and the braking point. For now, I just feel a bit passive, so I'm happy to let Albon take the reins here, and we'll try and follow him for a bit. 1:35.6, not great pace. Right, we're going to go back now on that brake bias. I've settled in a little bit. We've got tyre temp now, so we can start to push a little bit and start to find our rhythm. So there's no DRS actually on this straight, which is interesting. So we get it on the old pit straight instead. That's something I've noticed now when I'm following a car rather than, you know, pulling a car along. But this is looking good this lap. I've started to hook up a few corners. 31.6 from Sonoda. I actually love this end bit. You get out of Abbey and it's all flat through here, so it really does hook up quite nice. We do a 33.0. Still, you can see 1.5 seconds off where we need to be. But now we're starting to just dial it in a bit. So let's keep it going. Managed to drop the Saubers out of DRS range, just about. Also dropped myself out of range there. Didn't realise I lost DRS to Albon. That was encouraging. That was encouraging though. That's a bit more like it. And that as well, we're back in range. Come on. 32.4, getting quicker again. Also look at the mini-map, you can see quite a few breaks starting to happen up ahead. We're catching some cars, but because they're starting to battle. But the lead group is really building a substantial cushion right now, so that's not good news for us. But anyway, One car at a time, one step at a time. Albon's doing a good job here dragging us up. Oh damn, I was just starting to close in there, but the grass is a lot more noticeable in this game. The off-track elements, grass, gravel, you do pay a price for driving on that stuff. Albon might get DRS here off of Behrman. I'm starting to feel that dirty air now when I get close. Definitely noticeable. Albon doesn't have DRS here, or does he? No, he doesn't. So we might have a chance. I've done it again. I've got to stop cutting that corner so much. But we might still have a chance here on the next zone to get through. We're knocking on the door now. Oh my god, look at that dirty air. That's insane. You can really notice that in this game this year. We're very good into this braking zone, so it could be a potential overtaking spot for us. Look at that, it's putting big pressure now on Alex here. It's going to be hard now. Albon's got DRS on Behrman and the train ahead, so that's going to be quite hard now to make a difference in the straights. Finding it very difficult to close in at the minute. Albon actually looking more likely than me to make an overtake. He's pressuring Behrman here quite heavily. The dirty air really is noticeable around this particular track. You can really feel how if you get within 7/10, it just gets very hard on the front end to find the downforce and for the front to work and get close. So we're kind of stuck at the moment. Also the AI are behaving, they're not battling too much. So I'm just trying to take some different lines and force a few things. That's not too bad of an exit. We might have a shot here. There's that dirty air, I can just feel it. The front end's just washing out so much. And we're a bit down on straight line speed as well. Or I say down, we're just basically equal. Trying to take a different line there, but again the dirty air just washing us out. If I can stay close through cops, maybe we can have a chance, but it's so difficult to follow. Wasn't too bad that time. Just really far back though to make any sort of an overtake attempt. Hello? Oh, almost. Almost there. That's definitely my strongest corner on the track. We're able to brake so much later than the AI. Albon's looking at Behrman here. Trying to break out of the dirty air, so try something different. Oh my god, look at that wash. That's insane. Close on this one. Then we could try and pull something out of that first chicane if we get the exit right. This is really difficult to overtake. Behrman hasn't got DRS though. He has fallen out of range. So that might just start to open things up for me and Alex now as we look to move up in the train. Got to run. I've got to run. Here we go. Around the outside. Oh my god, there's just nothing at all. The front just washes massively there. My god. This is a good exit. I set up a decent run out of that chicane. Come on. We'll take that. Albon backed out. That was actually made quite easy for me. So finally we get through. And now we're going to get DRS on Behrman. So we might get a chance to get them both in the same lap potentially, if we execute correctly. Just a bit far back on this one, but I'll try and get super close. Come on. There it is. Yeah, we've got the line right, we've got the run. So another switchback. Oh, had to wait a little bit, but we've got it. Managed to force Behrman offline. and we get them both. Huge. Albon follows me through, which isn't ideal. I was hoping to try and drop Albon, but still, we've got 2 cars. Now we've got a bit of clean air to finally drive into and see what our pace is, even though our tyres are pretty knackered at this stage. 41 on the right front. First warning, pushing a bit too much there. All good though. First warning after 16 laps, I'll take. We're catching the cars ahead here just before the pit phase, so this is important. Alonso pits. That's quite early.
Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
He's the only car to do so. This is our scheduled pit stop lap. I was tempted to bring it forward, but I was starting to catch and I thought I might have got DRS, but Alonso pitting has basically just changed that. But we're starting to gap Albon here, so let's stick with it. We'll box this lap, but let's try and close in on this one. Before we do, we might be able to undercut some cars. I am going to change my strat though. We're going to put the medium on.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
Look at this train of cars we're catching right now. This is huge. We've got a yellow, I think. Yeah, got a yellow somewhere. Who's going to box? Only Ocon. We'll take that. In we go then. Where the hell do we brake? Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, that wasn't even close. So now we know the line is very, very early on in the pit entry. So yeah, we'll have to serve that at the next stop. To be fair, the rain might be our friend in terms of hopefully minimizing that penalty, but right, this is a crucial stint. Only a couple of cars of pit ahead of us here, so there's a Merc just in front of Stroll, so that could be a decent little reference point, but this is going to be critical now to push.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
We've actually jumped Ocon in the pits, which is massive. But we're going to have to deal with the AI for now on fresh softs. They'll find tyre tab a bit quicker than me, but hopefully we can get stuck in next lap and start to make progress. There's Alonso as well, who did just box the lap before. So now that I know where I'm going and how this track works, we need to take full advantage of the fresh tyre and the corrected tyre temperature now that we're on a nicely balanced tyre compound. So we need to try and get Hadjar and Alonso ASAP. So more cars in the pits, hopefully we'll undercut some of them and that will move us up slowly. Oh yes, excellent. Obviously the pit exit is going to benefit them, so it's not over yet. P12 though, that's excellent. We've jumped Antonelli. That is huge, absolutely huge. He's right up our chuff, but we should be okay. He's on cold tyres. Hadjar now pressuring Alonso. Alonso without DRS. There goes Hadjar down the inside into Chapel. We've run a bit wide, following them in a little bit too much there, but we're going to try and get an overtake of our own set up here. Antonelli's going to be very quick on that fresh soft, so we're going to have to be careful. Hadjar pressuring Alonso again. Right on the outside. Not quite. Tried to sneak through there, but all good. Piastri 30.9. I think we're going to be much more on pace now on this stint. Fresh tyres. We know where we're going. We understand where the braking points are and what the racing line is in general, so that's going to help us out substantially. This time Hadjar doesn't challenge Alonso. But this time I'm close. I'm very close. Yep. We've got the run. Come on, give it to me. Yes. Good move again. Beautiful move. Now we're starting to cook. We're starting to come alive. Personal best 31.6. Finally a PB after a long time. We're now starting to set some respectable times. And this is for the points, so let's try and get Fernando here. And waste no time, then we can make full use of our medium tyre in this stint. So tricky through there to stay close. Closing though, rapidly. Look at the overspeed. Straight through. Quality pass. Absolutely perfect. Right, P10 into the points. Come on then. Let's keep chugging along. Duo and Stroll up the road. Those two are next. Gonna have to just deal with Alonso, I think, through this DRS zone here. Should be okay though. It's difficult to overtake because of this little kink at Woodcut. Right.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Exactly. No sign of rain either, so let's just crack on here. Oh, battling ahead. Duan. Oof. Had a look at Stroll there. Got backed out of it. But we love that. A little bit of time loss. Lovely. Alonso's stuck with me here. We're not dropping him right now. Going to use my battery here to try and get within DRS. Don't think we did though. Let's see. Did we get it? Yes, we did. Oh no, we didn't. No, we didn't. We just missed out. That's a shame. But we are dropping Alonso now. I've used a lot of battery in this one to try and do that. So let's see if we can execute it. Should be able to.
We think we might see some rain. ETA about 15 minutes.
So there's the wild card. We do a 131.2 by the way, without DRS, so that's a great lap from us there, albeit with a bit more battery consumption. That's the sort of pace we want to see. And now we're knocking on this door to try and get a few more positions. And suddenly our race is looking in much better condition than it was 10 laps ago. Again, we've got a difficult situation here of double DRS, so it's going to be hard to close in on Duan. But to be fair, he's going to go for it on Stroll this time, properly. A bit wide there, just nicked the grass I think on the way in, but Duan does go through. Us a quality move from Jack, and he overtakes Stroll. Let's see if we can now get in on the fun. Alonso's back in range because of this. It was actually a great run through. Cops didn't really feel much dirty air at all on that particular run. Trying a different line, but I just can't quite get it. I'd love to get that little outside sneak overtake, but it's difficult. The front right is screaming at that point around that particular part of the track. Alonso right behind us, to be fair. Obviously these two on softs, so they should start to struggle on their tyres soon, and we should have the upper hand shortly. I think we might actually get a pass here. I'm going to keep the battery on. We can do the Albon overtake all over again. I'll say that. I'm actually going to go to the inside this time. Bit of contact, but we're through. Barging past, literally. I tried to open up the line, but Stroll, to be fair, doesn't have to open it up. He can stay tight, which is what he did. We have lost DRS though on Duan because of that, so maybe it wasn't the wisest thing in the world, but I've got a battery, so I should be able to hang on to this and hopefully close back up to the Alpine. Just need to hook these S's up. Like so. And there we go. Back into Duan's DRS. Bit of pressure now off the back of Stroll. So let's turn our focus to the Aussie once again. Ooh, bit of a wobble there for Jack. First signs of tyre wear. Aston Martin's battling behind. They're off the back now. Stroll lost DRS and now he's struggling. So we've got a gap. So let's try and get Duan, and then suddenly we're going to be racing the big boys, which won't be easy. They've got a large gap. First target really is to try and build a gap to all these guys and get them 10 seconds clear, because we're going to be losing them at the stop. So we need to try and build a gap if possible. Pressuring Duan here, knocking on the door. We might have a shot here. Lovely. Credit to the AI there. Backing out. Very smart. That's the new AI right there, kicking in. That's exactly what you'd see in real life.
Okay, I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being.
Using battery here, I want to try and drop Dune out of DRS range so he doesn't come with us. Very important that we start building this gap of 10 seconds. And there we go, we're gone. Right, let's keep pushing then. Still lots of racing to be done. Conditions to be changed, tyres to be changed. It's not over yet. As we hit the halfway stage, I believe Leclerc and Russell are held up. I can't tell if it's an Alpine or a Williams. Either Sainz or Gasly, I feel like. I'm not 100% certain. I can't also remember who I've overtaken or who I've seen on track, but we're catching right now. This is a critical phase to catch more cars and gain more positions, hopefully. Tyres are dying. We're in the 133s, but we're still catching, so those on softs must be really suffering. But we've had no word on rain, so yeah, it's near, it's inbound, so it won't be long now. So we're on the better tyre. We're going to keep hurting these guys ahead on softs. So let's keep pushing. If I can catch before the rain, that'd be great. Because we're going to go back 10 seconds.
Okay, even though we're seeing cars start to struggle in these conditions, if we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being.
That implies it's raining. And it feels terrible. The track just feels horrible. Everyone's staying out. I'll stay out for one more, but does that mean it's raining? So forget the 5-minute thing, it's raining now.
The rain's a few lap outs yet, but it is coming, so be careful.
I don't know, man. I really can't tell. We had it in career mode where the rain just happened so quickly in China within half a lap. Literally, I say that, half a lap. Literally within 2 corners. It went from dry to rain. I could feel the grip going throughout the lap, but there was no visible rain texture. But clearly it must have been raining somehow in the physics for the grip to drop that quickly. So I'm keeping my eye out in case it happens again here, but you can now see the cars ahead. We're really catching here, so I want to keep it going. But the timing of this stop is going to be critical for the race, because the tyres aren't even that bad. Temp's a little bit high, but that doesn't explain the lack of grip. We're literally just sliding through here. Front end isn't working. But they're staying out, so we'll follow.
It's still not a perfect situation, but I don't think we've got cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
That usually means it's raining, but the dries are quicker. That's usually what that message means. Ooh, big snap there. I think it's raining, but we just can't see anything. Our particles are on. Whoever this is, though, ahead of Leclerc, he just seems to be completely incapable of overtaking him.
Watch the conditions. We think there's rain coming pretty soon. Be careful. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
I think the rain's here. It feels, I mean, the lap times speak for themselves, but the track feels horrible. Luckily, though, we've arrived. And we're going to have DRS. For what's left of the DRS phase, it's Carlos Sainz, I'm pretty certain. So Chuck's old teammate. No, it's Pierre Gasly. There we go. So that's confirmation. So Gasly running P5, and then up front we've got the McLarens and the Red Bulls long gone. Long gone, by the way. So I think the target really this race is going to be P5 unless something really big happens or there's a safety car to neutralise the race. If there is one, hopefully it's after we serve our penalty. But these lot are still staying out, so we're going to stick with them and try and get past them. On track. Back in the dirty air now. Not fun at all, but I'm also trying to get a bit of a charge back because we're going to need to pass 3 cars. Oh my god, the wash through there was insane. So much dirty air. It's taking its time, so I'll stay out for the time being. It feels the same as last lap. Times are slow though. I think I can pass these guys on track, to be honest. And that's what I want to try and do. Pass a few cars before I do box, even though it's going to make no difference as we're going to have to serve our penalty. That last lap might have been the lap though, I must confess. Got plenty of charge now to dump, to try and move something here. AI not pitting behind though, so they're still thinking it's dry as it seems. Issue as well.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there.
Oh, I got a warning. Just bottomed out on the curb, but you know what? I don't care. I'm taking it.
Okay, clear.
Leclerc ahead of us. Russell runs off track in the process. We need to get Leclerc to box first. I kind of hope that they ask that for another lap, which it seems like they're doing. I can't tell for certain, but we are quick right now in these conditions, so I'm kind of torn if I box or stay out. Russell lost a ton of time there, just simply running onto the grass, which is quite surprising. These lot are really suffering on the soft tyres now. We're going to get Leclerc here. And Gasly's pitting, and I'm going to follow him in. Let's not speed this time. There we go. So now we're going to serve those 10 seconds. The top 4 have stayed out, so I think this is the right call. Intermediates to go. So we've got a long stop ahead of us here. We're going to have to wait for a bit. Hopefully we have the gap to the cars behind that we won't be in too much traffic. So this is critical. Let's see how this turns out. 2.5 and away we go. Alonso will get held, so we'll clear him. So actually we've lost nothing. Gasly's the car ahead, so that has worked out beautifully for us. So the work has paid off, and now we're clean. We can go to the end, full push, full commitment. So we need to send it here on this outlap. Critical. Also, we're going to find out what the conditions are like. We struggled a bit in career mode, but we're in a better car now. So this should help. Oh my god, the grip's insane. I wonder if we should have switched like ages ago to this tyre. Alonso having a look here. DRS is still active, so we're going to use battery to defend. This tyre's way quicker. Got to be careful though. We're on 2 warnings now for track limits. The drivers are surviving though. Look at Bortoletto, he's still ahead of us on this lap. It's a slow transition. Alonso is all at the back of me right now, so I think we're a bit slow in these conditions compared to the AI, but hopefully we'll speed up. Let's see where we are then. True track position. I think we're going to maybe lose out to a car leaving the pits. Let's see.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Nope, we're ahead of Russell. That's huge. So Russell lost out massively, of course, with that side by side with us. Alonso, oh, just loses DRS. That is critical, and that's a helping hand to us. So Leclerc still behind Gasly. So it's still game on really for what is P6 now. So
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
someone stayed out, and Gasly's being held up, it seems like to me. So we're going to see. I think it's a Williams. There it is, Carlos Sainz. Slowing them up. This time it is Sainz, unlike before when I thought it was him. Right, come on, let's keep pushing here. Sainz will box, that will promote us 1 more position into net P7.
Caution, caution.
Oh my god. Could that be a safety car? That's Leclerc.
Okay, the incident's been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
Oh, understeer. Alonso gives me the nudge. I don't have the front end they do in these conditions. They are much quicker into the corners. No safety car. I think Sainz was trying to come into the pit lane, that's my guess, and Leclerc was passing him around the outside, and they probably just crossed paths. That's my guess, really. Leclerc's got it moving, but Sainz is still stuck on track. Safety car would be insane, though, to just give us a chance in this one to fight for something at the end. But I'm just struggling with the front end of the car compared to the AI, it seems, in these conditions. Alonso goes through. We're going to try and stick with it here. Sainz is still there, and I don't know if he's DNF'd or not. The message hasn't flashed up, but Safety car would be nice.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
I don't know what happened there. I think it's a McLaren on the pitch straight. VSC though, it's not going to be a full safety car. I think a McLaren's had like either a spin or from flat out stop to zero bug, not sure. I just caught the back end on the mini-map, but it's not a safety car though, which I'm gutted about. Hopefully we'll get one later, but a chance to neutralise the race.
Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Right then, back underway. We're definitely not as quick in the wet, and to be fair, I like that.
Green flag.
It's good. The 110 AI should be hard, and the wet they certainly are. It's more in the dry, they're just a bit too easy. Russell is all over the back of me though, I won't lie. I'm really struggling to shake him off. Hopefully though, we can keep this going for a bit. Ideally, I'd prefer a return to dry conditions. I don't think we're going to get a safety car now. So P6 might be all on the table. We are catching Gasly, to be fair, slowly but surely. So P5 may still be on.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
Okay, interesting. So the rain looks like it's getting worse, if anything. So we're going to have to get used to it. To be fair, the track is visibly getting a bit more damp. So let's see. In the past, I've usually done better in these heavier rain conditions on the Inter. Seems like the wet tyre in this game, according to videos that I've seen, is still a no-go. So you want to stick with the Inter really, unless it's absolutely pouring with rain. So we'll stick with what we know, as we almost get a warning there. We got lucky to not get punished for that one. Well, we've caught up to Gasly instantly. I'm not sure if he has a car issue or something, but either that or we're just super quick in the wet conditions. And suddenly now we're right up behind him. We are also trying to pressure Alonso here, but it's not easy. The S's are definitely our strongest part of the lap. This and also the braking zone into Luffield. So if anything's going to happen, it's going to be in those areas. But for now, oh my god, we get lucky again there. I'm trying to push the limits. Russell's really quick. He's put me under so much pressure. I'm having to take extreme risk. But we're about to kind of concertina together now because of Pierre. So we'll see. No DRS, which might make things a bit more interesting for overtaking reasons. I wonder if Gasly has damage. That might be a solution why he's so slow. But we're there now. This is going to be interesting. I think if we're smart, we can do this. Trying to take a very tight line there to kind of get out of the dirty air a little bit. Alonso's looking for it. Does he commit? No, he doesn't. He stays behind. So that might present an opportunity for us now to get involved in the fight. I'm going to try and take a different line all the way through here and set one up. Out we go. Out of maggots. We get Alonso. Going to cover the inside. Alonso goes around the outside instead. Oh my god. What? What a sequence with AI. That's insane. Oh, we're back for more. Heading down towards Luffield. Late braking. Overtake. Down the inside. This might be our one chance to get Alonso, as we're not as quick in these conditions, and we take it. A little bit wide there through Brooklands. But we're through. If we can just get past Gasly quickly, we can break a gap. Russell's getting past Alonso here behind, so George Smells opportunity in the Mercedes. I'm trying to set something up here versus Pierre, again trying to break the dirty air and set up a different line all the way through this sequence. Alright, come on then. Oh, that was close, had to get out of it. Russell having a look. I'm a bit wide, but we'll just about stay on track. Here we go. This is the one, if I can try and hook up Stowe. Leclerc's out. My teammate said we're the only Ferrari left in this race. There we go. Good exit. Come on. We're going to trust the battery. Here we go. Oh, Gasly moves a little bit at the last second. But we're through. He tried to beat me on the brakes, but we're super good into that corner, into Chapel on the brakes. And we're through, and we can now race away and secure P5, top 4, long gone up the road. So there's nothing more to fight for. So let's just bring it home and secure this decent recovery drive P5 with a 10-second time pen. Also, McLaren in the pit lane. Could that be for wets? Piastri's in. Hello. Only Piastri though. The Red Bulls aren't biting. Let's see. That's interesting. He goes for wets. Wow. I really couldn't tell you visually with the conditions. It doesn't seem that wet, but that's interesting. Something for us to chew on for the last few laps of this race, because if that, tyre doesn't work, we might be quicker and we might be able to catch Oscar, or he might box for an inter again. You never know. So there might be something there for us. Oh, Hulkenberg's out as well. Cars are dropping like flies at the minute. Come on then. Yep, AI pitting. So the leaders will be in this lap for wets. We're going to brave it out on the Inter. I'm going to trust the process here. I believe the Inters are still the better race tyre in the wet conditions, so we're going to see these out to the end.
We're starting to reach the point where you're going to start aquaplaning with those tyres. We think you're alright for now, but it might not be long before we switch to the full wet.
Well, we'll see when I aquaplane. For now, we're going to keep an eye on the Piastri gap and see. Still got good tyre wear, so that's a good sign. So let's stick with it. So on this lap, Tsunoda's been the one to pit. Verstappen and Norris are staying out. But we're catching Piastri right now. I feel quicker than ever. I feel comfortable on these tyres and I feel rapid. So we're going to stick with it. I'm going to trust the process. I'll say one thing. Tsunoda, Piastri are literally on track together. So if they were to start battling, that would aid, because we are catching over a second a lap. We gained nearly 2 seconds on this lap. Not just on Piastri, but also we pulled away by nearly 2 seconds to Hajar, who's staying out on the Inter. We are flying right now. I'm the quickest I've been, and I'm setting PBs at this phase of the race with the Inter. So we're quicker now than with the lighter rain. Let me cook. Oh, here we go. They're battling. And we're still flying here up the road. I think we're going to run out of time, but oh my god. If we hadn't had that 10-second pen, if I hadn't sped into the pit lane, it might have just been game on here, because we are the quickest car on track by a country mile. Just able to get the car to work. I'm floating everywhere. I've got so much grip, confidence, everything. The car's doing everything that I'm asking from it on a default setup, with obviously a few modifications, but we're literally in the groove right now. I mean, look at this right here. Just look at this. Look at the way the car stops. The car just turns in, the nose bites. Supreme confidence. Just pure time gain everywhere right now.
Okay, so heavy rainfall, here to stay for a while. Doesn't look like it's moving on anytime soon.
That's fine by me. Bring it on. Give me more rain. I'm here for it. I can see him. He's right there. Last lap. We are flying. That's my PB on that lap. It feels like on these tyres at all times. I'm just hooking it all up. And there it is. Lando wins at Silverstone. We're going to get P5, but we ended up not being far from the podium. And in hindsight, if you look at the gap to Piastri, that 10-second penalty really cost us, because we may have had a chance at beating him today. Instead, we're going to just miss out on the podium, really. And there's Tsunoda. I mean, literally one more lap and I'd probably be on the back of him. I'm absolutely just gliding, cruise control in these conditions. I'm floating, control drifting the car everywhere. What a strong end to the race. We're going to just miss out, but oh my days, what a show.
Checkered flag.
Let's keep pushing. Let's turn this into a positive tomorrow.
Here's the checkered flag, and a Our winner has Landoed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
To come here and take victory as a team today on home soil was so important. You can see how much it means to them. The drivers there doing their part. The team's strategy was perfect as well. And the fans really embraced that. What a great atmosphere we had here today.
It's time to bring out the bubbly and spray it around. It's our podium celebrations. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris.
There we go, confirmed final results. Lando wins at home at Silverstone ahead of Verstappen. Piastri rounds up your podium. Tsunoda just misses out, and to be fair, his pace at the end was pretty slow. We get a brilliant P5, and to be fair, Stroll also getting a good result doing as well. Antonelli into the points, Hadjar, Albon round out your top 10, and Russell finishes P11, Alonso down in P13. So a few different strategies, some opting for wet, some staying on the Inter. So yeah, very good strategy variation from the AI, but I want to quickly show you my lap times in that final stint, because my oh my, was I on a roll. I just found my rhythm. The conditions got worse and I got quicker. I mean, look at the pace, look. Start of the stint, 41, 5, 43, 42, give or take a couple of 44s, and then we just started hammering the pace in the last 5 laps. I mean, from a 143 down to a 140, rapid in supposed heavy rain conditions. So we really had it going at the end, and we just fell about a lap short. But yeah, the big takeaway here, if I hadn't spent the pits the first time around, we may have got a podium. So really enjoyed it. D4 setup worked fairly well in all conditions, and I can't complain. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the reverse layout, and let me know if you have the game, if you're going to get the game, if you've played the game, if you've played the reverse tracks. I want to hear some feedback in the comments. In the meantime, I'd massively appreciate a like, subscribe for more daily F1 content, and yeah guys, cheers for watching. A massive shout out to my channel members for supporting all my videos. Also, please check out the 2 videos on screen now for more like this, and also my team content, and I'll see you guys in my next one very soon. Take care, and let's go out from me.